All right, I'm going to do this new series where I respond to comments, either DMs or comments. A lot of guys ask questions in the DMs, as well as kind of answering comments, because there's lots of good questions in the comments as well. Here's the new segment. Let's get into it. Hey man, I love the one about the job becoming who you are. How did you fight that? I get it. The job is a big part of what we do. That's why they call it a brotherhood. And you need to respect that, but you also need to respect yourself. And if you like to do things outside of work, I suggest grab a hobby, grab a couple hobbies, make it intentional to go do those things while you're home and separate work from your afterlife and do the things you like to do the hobbies you like to do. That's the way I like to separate it. I love the show, good variety, would love to hear more leadership advice. I agree with you. I am planning to have lots more, industry leading leaders on the show shortly. So yeah, I hear ya. Leadership's a big part of what we do. It's an important part of what we do. And there's really, leadership comes at every level, whether you're just a ground help or right up to the foreman, general foreman, superintendent. Leadership's important at every level. So I agree with you. More to come on that. Thank you for the podcast, man. Such an inspiration and motivator to hear other people's stories as well as your own and all the great things that come from the trade. Tuning in every time I'm on my way to and from work and from home. I'm a journeyman electrician based in Vancouver. I'm currently working towards becoming a pre-apprentice lineman. Just wondering if you have any advice or information that could help me out on my way, on my journey. Thanks again. All right, I get this question quite a bit. First off, you're already an electrician, so you got a leg up on the electrical theory side. What you're gonna have to realize is, even though you know a lot about electricity and you've kind of been in the industry, you're gonna have to start from the bottom again. And that's the hardest thing for a lot of guys. You see this with some of the military guys as well. They come into a new industry and they gotta start at the bottom. So I'd say just be humble, understand that you're gonna be starting at the bottom. Just absorb, learn as much as you can, because it is a different trade. And that's the best advice I got for that. Hey Ryan, hope all is well. Just wanted to reach out and say that last podcast you did with Dennis Kelly was a freaking great one. The talk with Dennis really got me thinking about how far this trade can take you, even if it doesn't seem that way in the person's current work situation, and really inspired me to dream big and work harder. So true. Try to expand your vision. Try to look past what's right in front of your nose. Sometimes it's hard to do that when you're stuck in the daily grind of what you're doing today, and especially if it's somewhat of a negative environment maybe, or just not really the place you ultimately want to be. But if you can pick that goal, if you can pick that thing that you want to see out in the future, like becoming a journeyman that travels or works in other projects or works on different types of projects, just focus on what it's going to take to get and achieve that goal, and figure out the things you can do now, today, to start ticking the boxes to get you towards that goal. And I think if you do that, you can always find things within each day that help make you better to get you towards that goal, help you move you in that direction. I got a question for you. It might be a bit loaded, laugh out loud. If you were getting into the trade again as a pre-apprentice, would you go with a utility or contractor? Great question. I always give people this advice. Do the thing that gets you through the door. Don't worry about, when you're just getting into it, don't worry about utility versus contractor. If you have the opportunity for an open door to get into the industry, into the trade, that's the important part, because it's a tough industry, it's a tough trade to get into to start with. So that's my number one answer, is do the thing that gets you through the door and in the job. And once you're in, then start worrying about it. I have a question for you / the industry. Perhaps you could cover it on an episode in our interview. What is your experience with design engineers? Great question. It can often be a tense relationship between, the tradespeople and the design and engineering, because a lot of the times, from the field, we look at them and go, oh, they're just like sitting in the office. You know, they don't actually get out into the field to look at what's going on out there. When we, the people building it, can obviously see something's not going to work. So I really think that trying to manage that relationship, like if you have an opportunity to build a relationship with that designer or engineer, it's really going to benefit you when it comes to working in the field. If you have that opportunity, that'd be my suggestion. Your podcasts are really something special for guys to listen to. There are lessons and takeaways in every single one, but this talk with Dennis really shifted my mindset this morning, and I just thought I'd reach out and thank you for being a positive voice in the trade, because as you know, there are a lot of guys in line work that are just there for the paychecks and to feed their heavy thirst pints. Dude, I agree with you, but I'm really glad that you find some value in the episodes. That's why I do it. That's why we do it, to help teach, help people learn, help make them better, and help progress the trade in the industry. Because really, it takes a group, it takes a family to do this, and that's what the Brotherhood's about. I just finished up that podcast with Terry Bello. I just have to say you're doing an awesome job, and you also help me out a lot. With all these conversations you have with these guys, it helps me understand why my journeymen push me so hard, and it helps me tremendously. Listening to all of these episodes help me strive to become a well-rounded journeyman lineman one day and to become a good leader. First off, I say I appreciate it. I'm happy that there's value in these episodes, and this is really what it's for. It's to help teach these younger people, younger guys coming into the trades, what it's all about. It's give them a good picture, good overview of what the trades are like on a day-to-day, and give them some insights on why the journeymen do push the apprentices so hard. It's all for a good reason, and it's really just to protect you and the crew. All right, this is in response to a video I made about become a lineman. This might be your best opportunity. This is about the Veteran Electrical Entry Program, or the VEEP program, that helps veterans find work in line work, helps them get into the trade, become journeyman linemen. Okay, after my Navy time, I plan to avoid signed several-year contracts. Does this program involve such a contract? It seems too good to be true. It's a great opportunity. Agree, it's a great opportunity. And no, there's no specific signed contract. The idea of the VEEP program is to help veterans find an opportunity in trades and to work them through that whole process. So there's funding available, there's supporters available for it. It's an application process, so you have to apply to even get selected. So there is a bit of a selection phase, and then it's not guaranteed. You can get in the program, but you still have to show up, do the work, pass all the stuff in order to move on. I've personally helped a lot of veterans find work in line work, and especially through this Veteran Electrical Entry Program, or the VEEP program. And why is a veteran a good fit for line work? So many different ways. Your values are very similar. You like to be outside, working outside, all kinds of weather doesn't bother you, working with your hands. Like I said, values, you're not afraid of hard work, not afraid to take orders, you know how a leadership system works. So there's like a lot of similarities to working in line work and, you know, being a veteran. So it's a good fit for when you come to the civilian side of things and need a career. It's a great fit for that. Is the video for the podcast available? All right, short version is it'll be available very shortly. All of these episodes coming soon will be available on YouTube at Powerline Podcast. I hope you like that segment. I want to do more of these, so DM me your questions, thoughts, concerns, or just jump in the comments. I'll be pulling questions and from both comments and from DMs, so hope you like that. Peace.